Good morning, me again. Change of scene this time. Lockdown in Goa, so no yoga Charlotte, I'm afraid. You're in my house, you're in my lounge. So welcome. Cup of tea? Yeah, we're here. We're going to be closed. Goa's closed for about 3 days, so the next couple of days will be videos coming from me or Bex from inside the house, but enjoy it. It's kind of a different space to practice, and it comes with its own kind of challenges, shall we say. When we've got 6-year-olds homeschooling at the minute, it can be reasonably tricky. But anyway, welcome to this morning's practice. Again, I kind of think 20-25 minute kind of morning flow, get the body moving. Do what's right for you, listen to your body. If there's any tension in the knees, any pain, then release from any of the poses. If you've got blocks available, a couple of blocks is great. If not, then dictionary, big books, whatever. Just give yourself a little bit of support. Also with me, you'll notice I'm actually sat up on a little round cushion this morning. Giving your hips a little bit of height can really help kind of open up and relieve pressure on the knees. That's about it. Enjoy your practice this morning, and yeah, thank you for joining me wherever you are in the world, and I hope you're staying safe. Anyway, to begin with, we're just going to open up the hips a little bit. Bring yourself some height underneath your hips if you need it. Soles of the feet come together, a pose called Baddha Konasana. We're going to interlace the fingers. Place the hands around the outer edges of the feet, so the baby toe side. Take a big inhale here, sit tall in your seat. As you exhale, start to fold forward. Really try to keep the chest open so the shoulder blades back. You'll start to feel this on the inner groins, the inner thighs. And here we can work with the breath. Every inhale we lengthen, we sit taller. Every exhale we fold forward. Try to keep the gaze forward, not looking down, not rounding the back. A couple more breaths, inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling, sitting tall in your seat once again. Release the hands and just come to cross-legged, Sukhasana, easy pose. We call this your natural cross, so wherever your legs naturally fall. Some people left in front, some people right in front. Take the hands to the knees or the thighs, wherever they rest comfortably. Take a big inhale, lengthen the spine. Imagine the heart center lifting. Good. Shoulders up to the ears. As you exhale, let the shoulder blades drop down the back. Stay tall in the spine. Find your posture. So lengthen the spine, really grounding down with the sit bones. Relax the muscles in the face. Link movement with breath. Inhale, raise the arms. So reaching up. Exhale, palms to heart center. Nice. Twice more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, palms to the heart center. Last time. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, palms to heart center. It's time to work towards a twist. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, place the left hand behind the left hip. I'm going to mirror you, I'm going to do the opposite. Place the back of the right hand on the outer edge of the left thigh. From here, inhale fully, sit tall. As you exhale, start to move into the twist. Take the gaze over the left shoulder. Don't worry too much about the head, it's the shoulders, it's the chest we're trying to turn. So we're twisting across the midsection of the body, the abdominals, massaging the internal organs. Again, work with the breath. With every inhale, sitting tall. So I don't know if you can see from behind. I'm just on fingertips. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Work with it. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath. Inhaling. Sitting tall. Put the hand in if you need to. Just fingertips. Not putting the weight into it. It's just supporting the spine. Exhale. Now on your next inhalation, raise the arms. Come to center. Lift. And lengthen. As you exhale, place the right hand behind the right hip, back of the left hand, outer edge of the left thigh. Inhale, lift. Exhale to turn. Again, working with the breath. With every inhale, feel like the spine is lengthening. Someone's pulling you up from the crown of the head. Every exhale, we turn. inhalation, come to center, raise both arms, lift. As you exhale, release the hands down to the ground. And bring your weight to all fours. So however you like, you can roll over the knees, come to one side, clearing the mat of any props, any cushions. Checking in all fours position. Spread the fingers, index fingers pointed forward. So really getting our alignment right. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. The tops of the feet can be on the ground or toes tucked. It's your choice, whatever feels natural to you. Start to spread the shoulder blades. Cat and cow breath. Inhale. Dip the belly, lift the gaze, lift the sit bones. Exhale, round the back. Really push the ground away from you. Empty the lungs. Inhale, look forward and up. So bringing movement to the spine. Exhale, round the back. A couple more times. Flow with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Coming back to neutral spine, flat back position. And from here we're going to press back into our first child's pose of the practice. So take the knees quite wide to begin with, tops of the feet on the ground, big toes gently touching against each other, and then sitting back onto the heels. Arms can be extended or alongside the body. So letting the third eye, the eyebrow center, the forehead, ground down into the earth. If it doesn't comfortably reach, feel free to support with a block. So we're really feeling grounded, connected, supported in the pose. Notice the breath move into the back of the body. From here, start to raise the head, release any supporting props. Extend the arms once again, really spreading the fingers, inhaling, coming back up to all fours. Take the knees back in line with the hips, feet hip width apart. Good, I'm going to move front on, stay facing me. I'm going to work with lengthening the side of the body a little bit now. On your next inhalation, raising the right arm forward, extend through the fingertips of the right hand. And then extending the left leg to the back of the room, press through the heel of the foot so it's toes to nose. Breathing. And then taking the right arm out to the side of the body. Can we extend the left leg out to the side of the body? Really try to keep it lifted, press through the heel of the foot. Good. Try to keep it level with the hip, leg is parallel to the ground. Good. And then drop the foot. Right hand comes to right hip, left hand comes to left hip, come up. Now check your alignment before we move into the pose. Front knee is in line with the arch of the extended leg. Everything is stacked. Hips over knees, shoulders over hips. So get your alignment. If we need to wiggle it slightly in, slightly out, that's fine. Toes pointing forward and then activate the leg. So press down through the baby toes, the outer edge of the foot. Take the left hand to the top of the left thigh here. Inhale, raise the right arm. And on your exhalation, start to move into the side stretch. So start to bring the arm over. Bring the top shoulder back. So open across the chest. With every inhale, we reach through the fingertips. Every exhale, maybe stretching that a little bit more. Feel free to walk the hand down the leg. Keep pressing the foot down, stay active. You start to feel this lovely side stretch through the right side of the body, the right side of the rib cage. On your next inhalation, raise both arms, come up, find that length in the spine once again. And then as you exhale, drop the hands to the ground in front, step back in line, all forward. So give the body a breath here, let the body settle. Good, you don't have to move across the mat, it's just me. Good, ready for second side, Parigasana gate pose. Inhale, left arm forward, right leg back. Good, so finding extension in the spine. Reaching out through the fingertips. You'll notice the gaze is still to the ground, still long through the back of the neck. From here, left arm out to the side of the body. Bring that right leg out. Really, really open the hip. The leg is active. I'm pressing through the heel of the foot, lifting. And then dropping the sole of the foot to the ground. Left hand, left hip, right hand, right hip as we come up. Good, again, checking our alignment for the second side, toes pointing forward, really pressing down with the foot alignment, knees under, hips under, shoulders, right hand top of the right thigh. Inhale, raise the left arm. Good, the gaze can follow as you exhale, start to move into the side stretch. Walking the hand down the outer edge of the right thigh if that's available to you. Inhaling, lengthen. Exhaling, stretch. Really stay open across the chest. So this time breathing into the left side of the body, breathe into the left lung. Keeping that right foot active, keep pressing down. On your next inhalation, come to center, raise both arms, lift. Good. Exhale, take the hands to the ground in front, right knee back to the ground. Good, from here, stay face on. I'm going to move. Good, we're going to press back into our first downward facing dog of the practice. So pick up the feet, tuck the toes. Inhale to lift the knees, then exhale, shoot the sit bones up and back. Then maybe start to straighten the legs. So have a walk here. First downward facing dog of the day, first one of the practice. Kind of pedaling the heels up to the ground, draw the chest to the thighs. Bringing any movement that comes naturally to you. So start to explore the pose. Do what feels good in your body this morning. And then finding some stillness. And you'll notice that my knees are slightly bent here. If I was to try and take my heels to the ground, I lose the length in the spine. I start to bulge in the upper shoulder blades. So be aware, if you need to compromise in the pose, it's the legs. So the spine is still long. On the next exhalation, walking the feet to the hands. So walking them up the mat. Come up onto fingertips whenever you need to here. Take the hands to the shins, inhaling, flat back, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, lift the heart center towards the top of the mat, exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, forward fold, so really letting the crown of the head drop, letting it hang. Good, arms either resting or take opposite elbows, you may be used to this. And again, notice that I'm working with quite a bend in the knees here. I'm letting the top of the body just hang. If I was to straighten the legs, we'd start to round the back. So listening to the body, doing what's right for you. If there's any tension in the lower back, step the feet slightly wider. Relax the head, look back between the legs. So breathing into the hamstrings, allowing them to open and then releasing the arms. Take the hands to the hips. Start to draw the elbows towards each other. So start to open the chest, roll the shoulder heads back. Press the feet down, inhale all the way up. And exhale, arms to the side of the body. Open the chest, shoulder blades down the back. Good, step to the top of the mat if we're not already there. We can work with a little bit of a flow. Inhale, raise the arms. Good, exhale, forward fold, come down. Inhale, flat back. So lengthen the spine, lifting the heart center, bend the knees, plant the hands, step the right foot back, step the left foot back. So our first high plank of the day, take a couple of breaths. Spread the fingers, index fingers pointed forward. Draw the tailbone down towards the heels, broaden the shoulder blades. Relax the muscles in the face. There's a tendency when I look at students sometimes to kind of growl. So breathe. On your next exhalation, drop the knees, tops of the feet on the ground. Bend the elbows into the sides of the body, so straight line still from the knees up to the shoulders. Really inhaling, take your back bend, cobra or baby cobra to begin with. Soften the bottom, it's the muscles in the lower back we're working. As you exhale, press the ground away, all fours, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Again, resetting your alignment if you need to here. Any movement, walk it out. Down dog, there hasn't got to be a static pose every time. A slight external rotation of upper arms, broadening the shoulder blades across the back. On your next exhalation, walking, stepping or jumping, feet to the hands. I'll give the option, fingertips if you need to. Inhaling, flat back, lengthen, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana, release. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, palms to heart center. We're going to flow again, picking up the pace a little bit. Inhale, raise the arm. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, lift and lengthen. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step or jump back. Good, and then exhale, either drop the knees first or Chaturanga Dandasana, one straight line through the body. Inhale, take your back bend, cobra, or upward facing dog. Keep the arms active, work with a micro bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, breathing. So linking movement with breath. The movement follows the breath. The next exhalation, walking, stepping or jumping, feet to the hands once again. If we're jumping, exhale, fully bend the knees, look to the hands and then jump. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, look up to the hand. Good, exhale, palms to heart center. Good, from here, step the feet about hip width apart. Hands come to the side of the body. We're going to work with a pose called chair pose, Utkatasana this morning. To start switching on the legs, start engaging them. Inhale, raise the arms. Good, as you exhale, start to sit down into your invisible chair. So imagine squeezing your blocks between the thighs. The thighs are active, are really switching on. Good, if it doesn't quite work with the arms up, arms forward, but roll the shoulder blades back so open across the chest. Sit down. Good, one more breath. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, forward fold, straighten the legs, let the crown of the head drop. Inhale, flat back. Lift and lengthen once again. Hands to the shins if you need to here. Roll the shoulder blades back. Bend the knees. Plant the hands. Step or jump. Exhale, knees, chest, chaturanga, lower down. So we lower down on the exhale. Inhale, take your back bend. Good, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, take a couple of breaths. Inhale, raise the right leg. So lift and extend. Be mindful of walls behind you if you like me. As you exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, fingertips, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Good, from here, drop the left heel to the ground. Left toes coming into, I'd say 10 or 11 o'clock if 12 is the top of the mat. Come up with the arms. Warrior 2, so Virabhadrasana 2. Front leg is bent, back leg is strong. We're pressing down with the baby toes of the back foot into the ground. The inhale brings the arms up and then the exhale relaxes the shoulders. The gaze goes beyond the middle fingers of the front hand. Good, nice tip for alignment here. If you check over the front knee, the top of the front knee, can you just see the top of the big toe? So if you can just see the top of the big toe, perfect. If you can see nothing, then you may need to come back a little bit. If you can see too much, you may be collapsing forward. So standing tall. Yeah, beautiful. From here we're going to straighten the front leg. Take a slightly shorter stance, walk the back foot in, the left foot. Good, really, really engaging. This is where you may need your blocks. We're going to work towards a pose called triangle pose. Arms are still lifted. As you inhale, reach forward. The front leg is straight, so really, really engaging. Pull up on the kneecap. Good, as you exhale, take the right hand down, either taking the shin, ground if that's available, or use a block. So with my hand on the block, left arm comes up, chest opens, draw the shoulder blade back. So the front leg is really, really strong. The kneecap is being lifted, it's protected, almost lifting the arch of the front foot. Work with the breath again, with every inhale lengthening the spine. Every exhale we open the chest, we take the gaze up if that's available to you. Try to keep the chin away from the chest. You may find after a few breaths, you can change the height of the block. And breathing, try not to let that front knee pop forward, keep that right knee strong. From here, take a slight bend in the right knee. Good, inhale, return to the previous pose, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. If you need to step the left foot back a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Start to settle into your seat. Good, keep the arms strong. I know we're working quite hard with them. From here, bend the right elbow. Right elbow down towards the right knee, or taking your block, the right knee is bent this time. Side angle, Utthita Parsvakonasana. Left arm all the way over the top. So extension through the fingertips, and then begin to open the chest. So this long line through the body, from the outer edge of the left baby toes to the fingertips of the left hand. If the hand comfortably reaches the ground, that's absolutely fine. Press the right foot down. Inhale, come up, warrior two. So returning to the previous pose once again, getting set up, check your alignment, check over the knee, find the big toe. And then windmill the arms over. Frame the right foot at the top of the mat. Lift the left heel, the hip will follow. Hips are squared off to the top of the mat. Press the hands down, step the right foot back, exhale, lower down. Good. Inhale, take your back bend, so flowing with the breath once again. Exhale, downward facing dog. Yeah, take a couple of breaths here. Take child pose if you need it, it's your practice. Inhale, raise the left leg this time. As you exhale, step the left foot through, so bringing the shoulders over the line of the wrists. Fingertips if you need to. Place the left foot. Drop the right heel. Warrior two, second side. Good, so again, find your alignment. Check down. I'm actually going to swap sides so you can see me. Check down. If you can see the top of the big toe. Also awareness to the knee. So if I demonstrate from front on, what the knee wants to do is it will often drop in, so keep it out over the ankle. Stay tall at the top of the body. Try not to collapse. We're not reaching forward. And breathing. Match the inhalation with the exhalation. Find some evenness to the breath. From here, straighten the left leg, the front leg. Good. If you know you're going to need your block, take it inside of the foot, so on the inner arch of the foot. Shorten the stance slightly if you need to. Hips are squared off to the side of the room, so it's still open through the left hip. Inhale, reach. It's an engagement. Keep that left leg solid. Good. Reaching, reaching, reaching. I'm going to touch my son's school artwork on the wall. Exhale, drop the left hand. Right arm raises. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the heart center. Exhale, take the gaze beyond the top hand. Good. Again, chin away from the chest. Front leg is strong here. I know the knee wants to pop forward, so really draw it back. Lift the arch of the foot will help engage. And if you find yourself dropping slightly low, that's fine. Take the block. Use the block as support. So if you're just on fingertips, bring it up to a higher height. Listen to your body. Take a slight bend in the left knee. Inhale, warrior two. So returning to the previous pose, take that wider stance if you need to here. Okay, we're preparing for side angle pose. I'm going to slightly move myself with my little mat. Bend the left elbow down to the left knee or down to a block. Knee is 90 degrees. Right arm comes all the way over the top. Extension. And then on the exhale, start to take the gaze underneath, looking up to the fingertips of the top hand if that's open to you. So keeping the chin away from the chest. With every inhale, reach, every exhale, turn. Inhale, return, warrior two. So we're here again. Good. I know the arms are working hard here on the second side. Windmill the arms over. Frame the front foot. Get rid of any blocks. We don't need them for now. Press the hands down. Step back. Good. High plank. From here, exhale, knees, chest, lower down. Chaturanga if you have. Inhale, take your back bend. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, down facing dog. Walk it up, pedal the heels down if you need child's pose, take it. Here on your next exhalation, walking, stepping, jumping, floating, flying, make your way to the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Beautiful. Stay where you are. I'm just going to swap sides so you can see me there. And start to bend the knees slightly. Start to roll the shoulders back, taking the gaze forward. As you inhale, returning. Remember our invisible chair, Utkatasana. Inhaling, raise. Exhale, sitting down into your seat. Arms up or forward, but chest open. Breathing. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, palms to the heart center, relax. Good. So you're taking a few moments here, soften the breath. We're going to work towards a pose called crow pose. We'll come via squat pose. Step the feet slightly wider than hip width apart, and then toes out, 45-degree angle. Good. Bring the palms back to the heart center, roll the shoulders back. So we still want to think about lifting the heart center, lengthening the spine. Inhaling, and then as you exhale, bend the knees. Really try to keep the spine straight here, pelvis in neutral. As you come down, the heels may come away from the ground, that's fine. If you need to step the feet slightly wider, that's also fine. So finding a distance between the feet that works with you. Palms to the heart center, upper arms inside the knees, and then lifting, rolling the shoulders back so we're still open across the chest. Breathing here. Still this lifting, still this opening of the shoulders. So either staying here, if we do a little bit of a challenge this morning, if we're feeling a little bit brave, bring the hands to the ground in front of you. From here, it's an arm balance, crow pose, but I think it's quite an accessible one, and if the feet aren't off the ground, we're still working towards it. I'll demonstrate from side on. So hands to the ground, we then come up onto tiptoes. Take the knees in the backs of the upper arms, as high up the upper arms as we can get them, so they're right into the triceps. There's a trick here, keep looking forward. As soon as we look back, we go over. Keeping the gaze forward, putting the weight into the hands, and then maybe one foot comes off the ground, release it back down. The second foot, release it back down. If you want to go a step further than that, having a play with both. Fingertips are really strong. If you feel yourself going forward, press the fingertips into the earth, and this will save you. So, hands to the ground, gaze forward. One foot, maybe two. Good. If the feet are off the ground, bring the heels together, press the ground away, lift. Good. Remembering fingertips will save you, staying. And then returning back down to squat pose. So have a play with it in your own time. You can pause the video, spend a couple of minutes here. Wary of the wrists, keeping that gaze forward. So you'll notice, as soon as I start to look back, the head starts to come forward. So then I have to save myself with fingertips. If it is more of a kind of mental fear, feel free, use a cushion. Place it so you've got that little bit of padding. If you do come forward, head meets the cushion, then you can come back up. So have a play with it. I would say that one of the obvious things is keeping the arms strong, keep pressing the ground away from you. It seems the obvious thing to do, but that verbal cue can really trigger something and you can really press down. So instead of just kind of hanging out, you can get stronger and we can lift, get higher in the pose. Good. Almost straightening the arms. We're really, really active with the arms. Good, so from here, come back down to squat. That was the other thing. If with squat pose, it can be a challenge if you've got quite tight hips. Take a block from here, still lifting, find that length in the spine. So coming back down to squat, and then we're going to take the hands behind us, bottoms to the ground, soles of the feet to the ground. Supine lying down position, relaxing. Take the feet slightly wider, let the knees drop together. Good, breathing. Take the arms out to shoulder height, so maybe cactus arms. Feet hip width apart, spread the knees again. Inhale fully as you exhale. Drop the knees over to the right, take the gaze over the left shoulder. So we're working with a supine twist, lying down twist. Yeah, awareness to the left shoulder blade, try to keep it grounded. As you inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, second side, knees to the left, gaze to the right.
Inhale, come to centre. As you exhale, pull the thighs into the chest. Just giving yourself a hug here. Feels quite nice sometimes to kind of roll around left and right, massaging the lower spine, working out any clicks in the body. And from here, rocking forwards, backwards, bringing yourself up to seated. Good, sit bones back. From here we're going to work with a couple of forward folds. To begin with Paschimottanasana. So now, Paschimottanasana. It's legs together, forward fold. So just remove the fleshy bits. So we're sat right on the sit bones here. Okay, take the hands, just fingertips either side of the hips here. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, start to draw the shoulder blades down the back. Notice the toes are coming in at the nose, so we're pressing through the heels. Engaging the quads will release the hamstrings. On your next inhale, raise. As you exhale, reach forward and up. Find length in the spine, catching either the toes, outer edges of the feet, working with the shins. If you have a strap available or a belt, anything like that, feel free to work with it. Externally rotate the upper arms. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, forward fold. So wherever we're at, pick a variation that works with you today. Working with the breath. So inhaling, lengthen, exhaling, fold. Couple more breaths. Releasing the toes. Walk the hands back into the body. Yeah, bring the soles of the feet to the ground. Just give the legs a little bit of shake out if we need to. Releasing any build up. Yeah, and then I'll demonstrate from front on. I'm going to move into a seated twist. Slightly deeper one than earlier, pose called Ardha Matsyendrasana. So take the left hand out to the side of the body, palms facing me, and then in a rotation, we're going to bring the left hand through, catch the top of the right shin. From here, close the hinge joint, so bring the foot in towards the groin, then open, bring the right foot through, so it's going to almost be at the outer edge of the left hip. From here, right hand comes to the left shin, start to draw the foot in. Now we have a choice here. This might be quite a comfortable seated position for you. We have a choice of either staying on the shin side, or if it's open to you, taking the foot over and placing it on the thigh side of the foot, thigh side of the leg. So on the outside, on the right side, press the ball of the foot down, whichever variation you're in. If you're here, or if you're here, press the ball of the foot down. I'd like you to take the hands to the ground either side of the hips. Give yourself that lift. So inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, open the chest. We're just preparing for the pose. We're going to be twisting to the left. So take the right hand behind the right hip. Inhale, raise the, left hand behind the left hip. Inhale, raise the right arm. As you exhale, start to move into the twist. So start to take the gaze beyond the left shoulder. From here you have a couple of options. Either taking the outer edge of the thigh, inhaling lift, exhaling twist, or coming all the way through, inhaling, exhaling. If you do have the bind and you want to work with that, congratulations. It's not one for me. So working with the breath, you'll notice with the hand behind, I'm not leaning into it, I'm just using it to support the spine slightly. With every inhalation I sit taller, every exhalation I twist deeper. Last couple of breaths, inhale, exhale. Inhale, sit taller. If you need to take the left hand slightly further behind you, then do. Exhale. Ready, inhaling, come all the way to center. And then exhaling, just release the hand, relax the hands, let the hands become floppy. So we're going to take second side. So we can either do this manually, kind of this sort of thing, or if you fancy getting a little bit playful and maybe confusing your brain a little bit, lifting up and dropping back down. You may need to realign slightly. So same principles apply second side. The right foot is either on the thigh side or on the shin side here. You may not be the same on both sides, so be aware of this, try not to become frustrated. This time right hand behind the right hip. As you inhale, raise the left arm, sit tall. Good. Exhale, start to move into the twist. So either option A, option B, if you do have the bind with the inner rotation, feel free to take it. Good. Right hand slightly pressing into the ground, inhaling lift, exhaling twist. So it's a deep twist. We really are detoxifying the internal organs, kind of wringing out the body. Inhaling, come to center, raise both arms. As you exhale, release the hands to the side of the body. Unfold the knee. So we're going to give the legs a break. Unfolding, soles of the feet to the ground. Again, just giving the legs a shake out. Whatever you need to do here. Good, and then shuffling the sit bones down the mat. Soles of the feet on the ground, top of the body supine. Again, take the feet wide, let the knees drop together. Take a couple of breaths. Take the feet hip width apart, knees hip width apart once again. Reach down with the fingertips. Can you touch the back of your heels? Good, so bridge pose. And the next inhalation, press the feet down into the ground, lift the hips. So finding some length through the front of the body, lift the heart center. Good. So either stay here, keep the arms active, keep pressing down, or if it's open to you, interlace the fingertips behind the back, palms together. Tuck and roll the shoulder blades under. Then press the hands down into the ground, lift again. Good, important here, keep looking straight up. Try to keep the knees in line. Sometimes they may want to go a little bit wider here, so keep them in line, keep the legs active, keep them strong, keep pressing down. Arms are active, pressing into the earth. Either side of the hips, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Take the feet wide, knees together. Good. Settle, let it go. Work with a twist to neutralise the spine from the back bend. Feet, knees, hip width apart. Arms out to the side of the body. I'm going to offer a deeper variation of the twist this time. As you inhale, draw the left knee in. Take the outer edge of the left foot across, catch the outer edge of the right knee. Good. As you exhale, drop the knees over to the left, so the left foot is pulling the right knee down. Good. If it's too much, you're going to feel it through the outer edge of the right thigh here. If that's too much, unbind the feet. Just let the knees drop, almost like windscreen wipers. Good. Looking straight up, or be on the right shoulder. Inhaling, come to center. Release the sole of the left foot to the ground. Rotate second side. Right knee draws into the chest. Outer edge of the right foot, outer edge of the left knee, and then as you exhale, knees to the right. Again, if it's too much, release, let it go. Staying here, we'll take the gaze beyond the left shoulder. Lift the shoulder blades if you like, realign them. Good, notice the breath. So calming the breath. Inhaling, come to center, release the right sole of the foot to the ground, realign the pelvis, realign the hips, get into the midline of the body. You may feel like you've come off center. And here, take the knees into the chest. We're going to take the knees slightly wider, take the arms, reach through, catch the outer edges of the feet. Good, with the outer edges of the feet caught, start to bring the back of the head to the ground. Start to stack the ankles over the knees. Good, pose called happy baby pose. So there's a couple of options. We can get playful, we can kind of straighten one leg, then the other, rocking side to side. Or if you want to make it stronger, more active, start to draw the knees down into the outer edges of the shoulders. Then start to draw the tailbone down towards the ground. So the lower spine, we're drawing it down, you'll feel the difference. Good. Stay open across the chest. Keep broadening the collarbones. Okay, release the edges of the feet, hands to the ground. Bring the knees together, extend the soles of the feet towards the sky. Good. So it's quite hard work here, but really letting the thighs plug back into the pelvis. Take another big inhale, lengthen, push through the soles of the feet. As you exhale, come down slowly, 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 slowly. Try not to grab the edges of the mat. I know the temptation's there. The exhale controls the dropping of the legs. And then softening. Tuck the shoulder blades under, let the feet drop out to the sides of the body. Relax, taking your shavasana, your relaxation. Staying here as long as you need. Close the eyes. Letting the body rest, allowing every part of the body to soften into the ground. Taking as long as you need. Thank you for joining me for this morning's practice. Namaste.